Okay. Some life again. All right. So my previous life, I was talking about some life again. All right. My previous life, I was talking about going bullish for on Euro USD during NFP, and the time is to be by 1:30. I don't know why the previous life ended. Maybe there is a time for this. Um, all right. So we have like 35 minutes left. All right. So my previous life, I was talking about. My previous life, I was talking about going bullish for on Euro USD during NFP. And the time is to be by 1:30. Don't know why the previous life ended. Maybe there is time for. I think I was supposed to do the live analysis like 30 minutes before the news. So let's just say like the news is by 1:30. I was supposed to be doing the live by 1 or 1:15 before the news, the NFP. So I am just watching the price and I'm trying to see if all right, left. Mm, that is just the only thing I need. All right. So most traders are watching Euro. They're like, this is a bearish order block. They want to sell from there. For me, on the other hand, that is not valid. All right. For this is a consolidation, and this is not a break or structure. What we actually have there is a sweep. Okay. All right. Even if I to the lower time frame, like the 45 minutes, all I can see on the 45 minutes is yes, we have this favorable gap. Price tried to react from that favorable gap, and I think that was doing the. Let me on my London, New York stuff. Uh, yeah, that was the Asian session, right? And then we trade out of the favorable gap. And then we are on London session, which is this blue line. The New York session would be the pink line, the pink color. All right. So let's also do previous days highs and previous days high and low. This is previous day's high, which is Wednesday. This is previous day's low, which is also Wednesday. We have this Asian range, then London traded higher, and then New York pushed the price lower, right? So now we are having like a daily range currently. Okay. We take our Fibonacci, we have previous day's high, we have previous day's low. All right. So you can actually see we traded into equilibrium 50%, which have that fair value gap. Then we traded into premium. And the reason why I'm not expecting this to sell is for the reason that there was no bearish, there was no bullish related. Like we don't have something like this bullish, and then we have a shift. All right, we don't have that. And also above the previous day, this buy stops that was left behind. All right. So since also that I am on the 45 minutes and I'm not seeing any structure, then yeah, that explains to me that it's not going to buy. And since we have this fair value gap being violated, and also that we have a range going on right here that was also swept, the sell stop was swept. All right, this support level was swept. That was the reason why this impulse occurred, the sell side occurred, sell side inefficiency. Sold to buy orders resting below this low, and now it has to buy. All right, so yeah, that is what I have on Euro USD. Starting from the higher time frame, you can actually see how it dropped down to the 45 minutes and still using the same strategy. Let's go down to 15 minutes. This is 15 minutes and this is the previous day's highs and low. If you look at that previous day's high right here, you can actually see we have double top, right? So we have partial liquidity pool. So when I say like that, I am not safe. I don't feel safe. Buy side liquidity pool. All right. So this is looking similar, like a reaccumulation of price to push higher, push higher. Let's go down to 5 minutes time frame. So the more I go down to lower time frame, the more noisy it gets. All right. So on the 5 minutes time frame, most lower time frame traders might see this and will be like, it's going to sell. Right? It's going to sell, and they'll be targeting these lows and these lows, or they will have a long-term sell. But day traders that might see this and want to take a shot, they will just target the previous day's low and they are done, right? So yeah, but me looking at this, all right, and based on we are on London and that we have this high impact news coming on Tuesday on New York. Looking at this, I can tell that we have relative high. So that is why I don't trade high impact news. I don't trade the news event. We have relative high. All right. So me, I will not feel safe. I will not feel safe looking for sell when there is a above me. Okay. So yeah, I'm avoiding the 5 minutes. So we see what will happen. We have like 27 minutes left. We have like 27 minutes left for the news. Okay, so remember my directional bias is to go bullish because I am on the 4-hour time frame. I've done analysis from the 4-hour time frame. We have highs and low, and we happen to be buying from the discount from this week. Okay, so quietly waiting to see if it plays out. Uh, so the previous life ended and I didn't know when it ended. So I didn't know like if it ended when I was doing my analysis from the higher time frame. Okay. Um, okay, so let's go back to the 5 minutes time frame. Like um, for the reason that it's selling from this fair value gap. Block I made mention, right? So, but me, I don't feel safe. If it were me, I wouldn't feel safe because I didn't see a structural shift, like structural shift from bullish to bearish. The only thing I saw was this consolidated and it went for this sell stop. So I'm not saying that has a break of structure. All right, being honest with you. We have left. I don't know if I can pause this live. Nope. Targeting previous week high. That is just the goal right there. And if I were to trade and I target the previous week high, I'm done. All right. So most of you message me that you're seeing the live. So yeah, I'm okay. Fine with that. All right. So let's go back to the 5 minute trade. You're selling. They are like trying to sell from that supply zone. And right now, most of them are going through emotional damage as they are seeing this reversal happening right there. So this is when I started trading, I was actually like trading based on lower time frames until I decided to studied more and I found that everything is focused on higher time frame. Everything is very, very important to always look from the higher time frame instead of trying, even if you're a scalper, you need to have that directional bias from your higher time frame. All right. My phone hanged. So we have 21 minutes left for the news. Let's go back. We have 1:30 FOMC, still the same thing, tentative, VP on 220, but I'm not focused on that. Only focused on we have 20 minutes left. It's also not advised for news, unless maybe you had a position trade that you took like last month or I don't know, whatever. So maybe you had a trade during when was this? During August, and you're on break even, then we're done. So people like us, they are day traders, swing traders. It's not safe to execute the trade. Okay. Before, even after the news, I don't even like it. Or even during the news. How many minutes do we have now? No, we have 19 minutes. Back for our thinking, for our where most people will be looking at this bearish order block, and we are seeing that sell reaction from there. So to be like, oh, it's gonna sell. But me, on the other hand, I don't feel safe. Even looking at 5 minutes, this is just ranging. All right, so we'll see what will happen. And that order block that we look at, right? Because this was a demand zone that got violated. And now price came back to it, in which price just trades above it, right? Go to the 15 minutes, okay? They'll be like, this is the whole of it. And then, yeah. Then we have this. We see this as a hunt. Me, on the other hand, I'm seeing that relative high. That is not a clean, like a hunt that could convince me. All right. Some, I don't know why some would be looking at this, but all this lower time frame stuff, that is not what I am concerned about. I'm only concerned on the forward time frame. So if euro sells to previous month's low, then I'll be looking forward for it to trade the fair value gap at our discount. All right, because we have this external high. The external high has been taken out. So it needs to come down to this inefficiency right here. Then look for buys. I'm thinking that it's likely to continue going higher and leave this one behind. Based on if I look on the weekly time frame, if I look at the weekly time frame, that is just a week, so that doesn't make sense. You understand? So yeah, no, I'm planning to buy. Like my bias is buy bullish. Yeah, my bias is bullish, not bearish. Yeah, Euro USD. Bullish. That's what I have. Bullish, bullish, bullish. So let me see if I can do the quick analysis again because the previous live ended without me knowing. So I didn't know where I was. All right. So as I was explained from the previous live, I said we have, if I go to the 12-month XCM broker that has the full chart, I can see that Euro USD is bullish long term. We have this swing high, swing low, high, and we traded lower. When we traded lower, we traded into that demand zone. We have this ranging market range from here. We have this accumulation price sweeping the sell stop resting below this low, and then we traded higher. Now we go down to 3 months time frame. I'm skipping 6 months, going down to 3 months time frame so that I can do faster. Range, this swing high and low, we are inside this range. I am not seeing this as a bearish structure, all right, for the reason that this traded out of the ranging market, and when it traded out of the ranging market, it went for the set stop from that set stop and trading into 12-month time frame area of demand and inefficiency, right? So now I made mention that whenever you are inside the range swing high and low, we use our Fibonacci to mark out premium and discount. Now, what we are expecting to see is that when we have this high and low, and we see the price starts buying, we don't start to buy. We wait for it to trade into equilibrium, give us a low. We expect it to go to the equilibrium, trade low into discount price level of 23 Fibonacci level, then show a rejection from that level, breaks the high from equilibrium, and then we're expecting to buy, and we'll target that external high. All right, so we're having a failure swing right there to go lower. All right, so that is what happened right here on the 3 months time frame. We have the swing low, we traded higher into equilibrium. All right, then we trade back into discount, and then we started buying from that discount. If we go down to the 3 months time frame, that discount has a fair value gap where it reacted from. All right, then it started to buy from there. Now, similar thing happened on the monthly frame. On the monthly time frame, we have this consolidation. All right, and after the consolidation, we have it lower, taking sell stop, and then traded higher to be thrown to the buy stop. Now, what is happening right here? I'm seeing that has a reaccumulation of price to trade higher. We are ranging currently right here for like 1, 2, 3, 4, for like 4 months. So I'm expecting that to be a reaccumulation of price, right? So if I go down to the weekly time frame, we have this accumulation for a long time. We trade it lower, take the sell stop, trade into the fair value gap, and then we have an accumulation here. I shared this setup in the mentorship that we should buy, and we target this high. We trade for the high. If I were a position trader and I were still holding this trade, that is a lot of money. So position trader has to do with a lot of patience, right? And that is all. Now this is the weekly time frame. What I'm seeing on the weekly time frame, I'm seeing a weekly swing high and low. Where are those weekly swing high and low? We have this low, we have this high, we have this low, we have this high, we have this low. Then we enter the range. So as we enter this range, I'm seeing it has a reaccumulation. Bearish on Euro USD, yet as long as we still have this swing low being protected. So I'm seeing a reaccumulation. Even though we have taken this swing high, we are ranging inside this swing high. All right. So now I am marking previous week high and low with the red line. This black line is the previous month high and low. All right. So we can now go down to the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. All right. So on the daily time frame, I am using Fibonacci again because I have this recent swing high and low. Right. So I mark that swing high and low from which is the previous week highs and low. Let me go back to the weekly time frame. That's the previous week high and low that has a daily range. We use Fibonacci on the daily time frame to mark that high and low. Price trade into the equilibrium, trade into premium, and then came back to the discount, rejecting from that discount price level, showing a directional bias to buy. That is what we have on the 4 hour time frame. Look at this. From the previous week, we don't have any structural shift. Like we don't have any bearish trend given or painted. All right, we just have a D range. Price trades into the premium. Why trading into the premium? It was ranging. All right, it was ranging. So we are now having this consolidation. That means if I was seeing this, there was no trade execution to be done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I think it's preparing for the news impact. So that was why it's been consolidating all this while. All right. So now also, if I go down to the 3 hour time frame, if you look what right here, now someone who trades fair value gap or understand how the market works, that it goes for areas of inefficiency and areas where we have liquidity, which are the buy stop and the sell stop. You can actually see we trade into the equilibrium. Sorry, I'm fast. We actually see we trade into the inefficiency, but did not respect that inefficiency. We traded out of it, and then price came back using that inefficiency as what and with that 23 Fibonacci level, which is our discount price level. So now Wednesday, Thursday was an accumulation, right? This sweep lower that traded into discount is a manipulation, and I'm expecting an expansion to go for previous week high, and I might be gone. If I was to take the trade, I will leave on previous week high. If I was to keep holding, I will hold to previous month high. So that is just what I'm trying to see if it's going to play out as I'm expecting it to. That is what I'm anticipating, a bullish bias. All right. And not seeing this order block has a valid bearish order block. The reason is because another block is valid if it violated an opposing trend. All right. So since there is no opposing trend that was violated, it is just a range in market, then I'm not seeing this as a break of structure. Even that rejection right there shows you that is a sweep, right? Not a break of structure. So I'm expecting it to go higher. All right. So those people who are willing to sell from here, I don't know the reason to that. All right. So now also back to what I drew right here. This is previous day's high, which have buy side liquidity, but we have right there. All right. And on the 45 minutes, we have this fair value gap. If you were to sell, you are to sell from this fair value gap, react from there, but it doesn't have enough liquidity because of what? That is Asian session. So we trade out of the fair value gap. The fair value gap is no more valid. So I'm seeing this again, it has it to reaccumulate. Then I also take my Fibonacci from the swing high to the swing low. We have it trade into equilibrium, but it didn't trade into the higher. Take that previous day's high, continue to go higher, and be drawn to previous week high. Double top. All right, that is what I have for NFP today. We still have like 7 minutes. It seems like time is slow. So those of you that are watching, do you understand the analysis I'm having right here? Not expecting any sell. So currently on the 15 minutes, what is happening right now is that price is playing around. This is consolidating right here. So most traders that are trying to trade before the news, I bet they are going through emotional damage right now. Let me be on the one to see how it's gonna rally. Previous week high is the target. take previous day's high and go. This liquidity was given and sell side was taken first. So expecting it to go for the buy side. First time Domitrons is going on a live. Try my best to take you too serious. Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. We have 5 minutes to the news. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. Somewhere, like I said, trading high impact news is risky. So we see if anything will happen. Don't know how today will be like. Tentative, tentative. Oh, uh, so we just say that this week, I don't know if we like why trading this week and you're seeing this stuff. Are you supposed to be on a trade like this? This shows you that you don't have to trade all the time. Like you don't have to trade every day because this is a manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. So we just say like throughout this week, nothing serious happened, right? So because this is like the first week in October, right? So we commence next week. What happened today? So once it hits 130 and nothing happens, then I'll just end the live and that will be it. And then but still having that bullish directional bias. And then it's 1:30. Nothing is happening. Tentative. So we 30 and nothing happened. We'll see how today we end. If it's gonna end by going for that previous day high or not. Just thinking something. Okay, guys. So nothing happened, and since it's tentative, it tentative actually means that it might be delayed, right? So when something, I think I think it was because of this news that happened on Wednesday concerning Donald Trump and I've forgotten, but I think it's related to bank or something like that. All right. So I think, and there was a holiday during that on that Wednesday stuff. That might be the reason for the tentative. All right. But then, yeah, let's see. Still have that bias to go for previous day's high. Previous day's high and previous week high. Okay, so I think I'll just end the video and then we do a analysis tonight. We'll be looking at your USD. And I think I will look at some assets so that we'll know how we prepare for this month. Okay, so that's it, guys. Take care and be safe.